from an older generation, but for this generation, and I'm about to give it to you with no hesitation. All right, I'm gonna stop with the corny rhymes. I ain't like Cool J over here. You need some chapstick. My lips are gonna put some chapstick on. Yeah, this book is called The Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Soldier. Boom. Yeah, that's where the book, when I do the little thing, book, book gonna be right there. Boom, right there. So you can see what it looks like by Sister Soldier on a Black History Month. I figured I'd hit you with a very prolific book from a very prolific, righteous Sister Soldier. Thank you for writing this book. This book is so good that they've been trying to make it into a screenplay for over 20 years. Over 20 years. Got, business negotiation, who gonna play what part, even though I think the book should be narrated by Raina King and the epilogue should be said by Nas. That's how I would go about it. I feel like those two together narrating it back and forth, playing boom, 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 would be beautiful. Be beautiful. Now, you can give Monique a part in the book too. She could play the social worker that Winter meets here. Back to it. The main characters in the book: Winter, Sister Soldier, Midnight. Those are your three names you're going to want to remember throughout the book. And they're going to constantly come back and play throughout each chapter of Winter's, I don't want to ruin the whole book for y'all, short life. Yes. And the book gets even sadder in part 2, what happens to Winter. But moving on, Winter Santiago is an Afro-Latina that grew up in a drug dealer house. Father Santiago is what they call him on the block. Big Santiago was selling massive amounts of drugs in the New York City neighborhoods, shaking and moving. So Santiago gets into a beef. He gets into a drug war. Boom, his wife gets shot in the head and her face. Face gets scarred and whatever. He gets arrested. Kids get taken away. The mom loses her mind. Starts dabbling in the bag, needle time. Winter is left on her own, even though Santiago's right-hand man, Midnight, if you continue to follow the series by Sister Soldier, Midnight's incredible dude right there. He, being a good Muslim brother he is, decides to look after Santiago's 2 daughters. But Winter, being hard-headed and fresh, she does things that is not becoming of a young lady throughout the book. It's very colorful scenes. Just let's skip right past that so you can get the bigger picture of the book. And I feel like, the reason I wanted to review this book, being this Black History Month, I wanted to bring a very important message to the youth who may be looking at this video. Fast money comes fast consequences. Don't let your current circumstances define you. You never know where you may end up. You may have a dream and you may not know how to get to that dream. You feel like you're light years away from it, or you always wanted to do this thing here. You don't know how to get to it. You never know how life is going to plan out. As long as you keep love in your heart and an open mind, and you never, stop striving for success and whatever it is that you do that's legal. Keyword legal. Things are gonna be all right. Things are gonna be all right. Don't get caught up in the maze. Don't get caught up in the trap, and then you get something that's worth more than gold taken away from you, which is your freedom. There's no amount of money on this earth that's worth your freedom. Our people has fought way too long and way too hard for us to get freedom, and for you to just throw it away is like a slap in your face to our ancestors. So, if you're a young male or young female watching this video, and you have questions about life, like how am I going to get to here or there, or life is hard right now. There are going to be hard times in life. There's going to be fun times. There's going to be easy times. There's going to be really hard times. But keep a positive mindset. Keep love in your heart. And always try to do the best things that you can do legally. That's the main thing I want you to take away from this video and reading The Coldest Winter Ever. Winter had chances to make legal money, but she chose not to. And I'm not gonna get all into the book, like really detailed, take it apart. This is just an overall summary of the book. Winter, moving forward, Winter in the book, she decides to do some things, legal, and she gets into drugs, selling drugs. She becomes a drug dealer's girlfriend, well, side piece really, because Winter doesn't want to be attached to anybody. And throughout the book, you see Winter, it's not about degrading yourself. Winter really showed that she doesn't love herself, because the things she did, not a person who truly loved himself would not do. Winter hurt the most valuable pieces of herself in order to get fast money. And with fast money comes fast consequences. And some of the consequences you just can't live with. And Winter had to find these things out the hard way. And Sister Soldier seen the path that she was on, and Sister Soldier tried to bring her from the darkness to the light, put her back on the right track, tune her engine up. But she was like, nah, I'm gonna do things my way. And Winter did things her way, and long story short, at the end of the book, Winter ends up in prison. And the guy she was with did not hold her down whatsoever. He just said, bye, bye, bye. Yeah, she went up top. She went up to prison, and she was in there for a long bit. She was in there so long, she seen her little sister grow up. And the sad thing about it, the sister started to get on the same path that she was on. Even though Midnight took custody of her younger sister and tried to bring her up the right way. But sometimes that's just in your DNA apparently. But I highly recommend this book. I give it 4 out of 5 stars because the scenes were too colorful, and it feels like it just takes away from the bigger message, adding those scenes in there. You could have, Sister Soldier, you watching this Sister Soldier, you could have, scribbled, toned it down with them colorful scenes. It was too graphic, Tone it down some. If you try to make a remake of the book, I recommend you tone it down some. But yeah, definitely check it out. Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Soldier. And it's a whole series, a part 2 and part 3 of this book. Then you got this, the Midnight series. I even get to the Midnight series. That dude Midnight was telling you about, the Muslim brother Midnight, he got an epic story. His origin is crazy. His samurai ninjutsu, him coming to America, getting bags off the plane. It's crazy. Yeah, I gotta check it out, man. She goddamn D. And check me out next week for the next book review.